Okay, hello and welcome to Network Programmability stream. I'm Dmitry, your host, and today will be something very different. So for today I'm going to play with network programmability features of different vendor, not the ones that I usually interact with. Today we will be touching Junos and what they have to offer. We'll see what they have. So it will be actually, I'm not sure yet what exactly to expect, because I don't touch this operating system at all. So I have never configured it until maybe like just a couple of days ago, when I just issued some commands, to be able to ping some devices and stuff. And so this will be, I'm not sure like what the experience will be, if it will be good or it will be very painful. I don't know, because like I don't know the CLI at all, right? So like with some guides I'm able to configure some things here and there, like to get some connectivity, but like for me, like this is like the second time I'm touching their CLI, and this makes it even more interesting because I am more focused on network programmability stuff. So technically, in the ideal world, I should be able to apply my knowledge of the technology and my knowledge of network programmability to unknown device, to unknown vendor, and I should be fine, right? So I hope so. We will see. So yeah, I expect there will be a lot of googling and stuff, but that's fine. That's the purpose of the stream, is basically not to show it, this is not a learning course, okay? So, but the whole purpose of the stream is to share my journey. So it means that, like on previous stream, for example, we had 1 hour, 40 minutes of troubleshooting a simple error in Ansible playbook. So it's possible that the stream will be very similar to the previous one. Okay, so there are a couple of questions that I will go through right now. Dmitry, can you give a brief history of your experience, certs, etc., and how you got into network programmability? Insomnia, thank you very much for the question. Yeah, so absolutely. So before I started networking, I was doing programming in university, and I got into I got a job, part-time job in a game development team. So we were working on online game, and this is where I started applying my Python skills that I learned before. So the part of the project that I was working on, I was there. I didn't really collaborate on that part with other people, but I was because like the task was, the tasks that I was doing were not very complicated, and they were like for one person, so I was able to choose any programming language, and because I knew Python, I chose Python. So like I started building this Python background experience with some practical applications. However, I never considered programming as my full-time job. So I didn't really want to become like full-time software developer. However, I really liked it as a hobby. So at the same time, like I was in university doing networking stuff, so I engaged in Cisco Networking Academy, and that part I really liked, and I decided for myself that okay, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to do networking, okay? So I will not go through the whole history, but then later I went, like in Cisco Networking Academy, I did my CCNA. Then I decided, okay, this is very interesting. I will start preparing for CCNP on my own. So I did CCNP, routing and switching. Then I had a chance to join the big vendor where I am right now. So I basically went there to become a tech engineer, technical assistant center. So like I was already networking, but I still had that software development background. And every so often where there was a chance, I was working on some projects with Python and stuff. So as of now, like I changed my position recently, and now I am actually doing network programmability full time. So yeah, so this is my brief history. Like for me, it was very interesting to, when I was in tech, that I saw this transition where more and more people in the industry starting mentioning network automation, programmability, and I was curious because I had this software development background, and it was always appealing to me. Okay, like I have the skills, like how can I apply them to networking? So this is how basically I got in, right? Basically by having Python experience. So I hope that answer your question. Okay, there is another one. What experience? What certs do you have? So right now I have CCIE routing and switching and CCNA security, I think. Yeah. Did you work with Napalm library before? I did not. However, I am very interested, and I am intrigued by what they have to offer. So this is definitely on my list to cover in the stream. However, I think we will not cover it for a couple more months. It's a little bit too early, because I think I think to do Napalm we have to go through some individual device level features through Ansible, through SoulStack, and then later I think we could cover Napalm, which would be some kind of level of abstraction above multiple vendors. So up until this point we did not cover that. Okay, I hope that answers your question, guys. Please let me know if you want to know anything else. I will be happy to share my journey or experience. Okay, so I will briefly mention what we did so far in our big network programmability project here on the stream. So last time we were playing more with Ansible, with mostly iOS module, so iOS facts, iOS command, and iOS config. So the idea was to be able to gather some commands using Ansible and to be able to configure something using Ansible. And then on the last stream we had some problem at the very beginning where I had incorrect parameter and in the inventory file, and because of that it didn't work, and I was troubleshooting there for almost 2 hours on the stream. Quite embarrassing and depressing experience, but yeah, finally I found the problem. It's actually very interesting that it took so much time and the errors were not exactly helpful. So yeah, so this is what we did last time. We definitely are not finished with Ansible, so don't think that that was the last stream about Ansible. It's definitely not. There is much more to cover for Ansible. It's probably like 3 more streams or even more, I don't know yet. but just for this stream I decided, okay, like I want to do something different, you know, something that would be like something yes, that I did not see before and I have absolutely no experience with. And the reason why I am doing that is, you know, at some point I want to be able to say that, okay, I'm network programmability expert, whatever that means. And I think that, you know, having just one vendor perspective is not enough to be able to say that. So I'm very curious about what everyone has to offer, bring to the table. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, and just before we start, let me restart my music here, because I see that it's looping all the time on the same song. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so for this specific lab, I have a little bit different network. So here I have the VM mix. So it's Juniper virtual router, and it consists of the control plane VCP and forwarding plane VFP. So I have 3 of them. So here is one, here is second, here is the third, and here I also have some iOS routers to be able to do some ping tests and maybe configure some BGP there and so on. So in generally my plan is to touch mostly the Junos today, and between these two, I want to have like iBGP. Maybe this will be what? This will be PyEZ 12, and I probably should make it bigger. Okay, and this will be IS, let's say 3. So yeah, my idea is to configure some IP addresses, some BGP config to be able to ping end-to-end. I do not know how far we will get today. It's very possible that at some point, like at the very beginning, I will just, you know, like be troubleshooting for again 2 hours, finding the proper command or whatever that is. So it's definitely a possibility. Like just before the stream, I was doing some very small pre-config of the device, just like to make sure that I am able to log in and stuff. And what happened is, you know, like I had this prompt, and like I was doing like some show. No, not on this one. Hold on, let me open the third one. Okay, so I was doing like edit and show and whatever that is, and it was not working, and I was like, WTF, what is going on here? But then, you know, I realized that I just forgot CLI command. So very strange experience where you touching some operating systems that you have absolutely zero experience with. But, you know, that's kind of funny. Okay. So in this, the first one I was playing with a little bit before, and the only configuration that this one has is the host name, the domain name, then admin user, okay, whatever that is, services SSH, and there were two interfaces. There were interface, this one gigabit 000 with this IP address, and there was another one which is connected to my NAT cloud. So here, if you look on this closely, you see that there is this FXP0 interface. This will be our management interface, which is connected to generic switch and goes to NAT cloud. So this is my management network basically. So this is an IP address there, and there was some static route that I completely messed up configuration with, and I think this is pretty much it. Okay, and if I am lucky, should be able to ping my neighbor, and obviously I can't. Okay, so let me see. I didn't think of any any networking scheme, and I should definitely do that. So let me say that here in this IS we'll have 10, 12, and then whatever network I want, I don't know, 1, 0, /24. Okay, so or maybe let's say 10. Probably I will, for now I will just keep it as 1, so not to waste too much time. So let me just configure here some IP address, maybe it will be 100. Okay, and here I should change config a little bit. So I should edit interfaces. Okay, now this is very embarrassing. Edit interfaces. Okay, and then I should go to gigabit 00, set gigabit 00 unit 0 family inet address 10 0 no 10 12 10 I'll say 1/24. Okay, commit. Okay, commit complete. So if I do show interfaces, I'm very bad at this. Okay, there was also like show I think terrace. Yeah. So gigabit 00. No. Let me see. Show interfaces, no. Show chassis FPC pixels. I have one of my cheat sheets. Okay, that's very promising that my forwarding plane didn't came up. Okay. Let's look on another one. show chassis FPC pick status. Okay, this one is working. The first one is not working. Okay. So let me reload the forwarding plane there. And probably I will have to switch to the second one. Yeah, it's good that I have a couple of them. Okay, so here the network will be say 20. Let's configure IP address from there. This is really amazing. So after I reloaded this forwarding plane, my control plane was the second one. Okay, it's back now. So let's see. Show interfaces. What stairs? Okay, here I have this gigabit 000. Show chassis PC pick status. Okay, looks good. So let's do some config. I will have to no, let me first see what I have. Yeah, so I have to remove this DHCP here. So let's do it. So let's do edit, delete interfaces gigabit 000 unit 0 family inet 0. Address DHCP. I think I will have to copy paste. So we have here a scratch file. Delete interface gigabit 00 unit 0 family inet address DHCP. I think this is correct. Let me see. Interfaces. Oh no, not gigabit 00, FXP0. Unit 0 family inet DHCP. Okay. So then I will have to set address Let me see here my cheat sheet. What else? So set system hostname vmx2 set system domain name set system services SSH, and then I will also need to enable default route. And that part I deleted completely, because why would you need that in the first place, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, set system root authentication plain text password root 1 to 3 root 1 to 3 commit. Okay, show interface stairs. Okay, so I have here an IP address, so now I should be able to ping 192.168.122.1, which I can, which is my management system. Meanwhile, let me see what are the things in the chat. Junos, you need to delete previous IP manually if using set or use rename to change an IP to a new one. You may use simple sort of records to match an interface. You know, hierarchy, so it's possible to simply delete a whole branch without typing command in deep. Okay, cool, thanks. My only concern is that I still see this DHCP stuff. I don't want to see this. So okay, probably I need to follow their instruction and say delete chassis auto image upgrade, commit and quit. Okay. So, okay, it's right here, and I need to enable routing. It should be set routing options. Static. Route 000. Guys in the chat, could you please help me with VRF? I want to have management in VRF. Or maybe no. Okay, I will. Actually, I don't need any kind of static route, because yeah, I don't need any kind of static route. That's fine. Because I will be connecting from that management system in the same subnet. Okay, let me see if this guy. This guy went back. This is so great. This is so great. Okay. So just for the test, I'm going to configure an IP address on another one as well. So it was gigabit 000, and let's say it will be 10, 12, 22. And if I did this correctly, I should be able now to ping $2100. Okay, which I can. Perfect. So now there is communication between this VMX forwarding plane and R2. Okay. So this is what I need for now. So then it would be good to configure here addressing between two VMX and then configure IBGP between them, OSPF and IBGP, I think, but I don't want to do it manually anymore. Okay, so this is my state of the lab. So let's see what they have. So during prep I was, investigating different things, and there is different stuff, but I think probably the easiest one to start with will be PyEZ, which is basically like Python library for Junos. I do hope they work with Python 3, otherwise I will not be very happy. Okay, so PyEZ installation. Python library that enables you to manage and automate devices running Junos OS. You can install Junos PyEZ on Unix operating system or on Windows. We provide you a Docker container if you want. Python 3.4. Okay, this is some good news. So, okay, I have all these libraries. pip install Junos EZ and C. Okay. Just keep it like this. On remote server I should be able to ping my two machines. I think, okay, 101 and 102. Okay, something is not fine. Oh, oops. This should be different IP address. Okay, yeah, so this should be 102. So suggestion in the chat is to use rename. Okay, so let's try rename interface gigabit 000 unit 0 family net 92 and 68 122 102 slash address slash 24. Let's try set. I don't want to say 2, it's too hard. Commit and quit. Yeah, I understood, but I don't want to type the previous one. Okay, I am very bad with this. Yeah. No! I just use Control E and it types some characters in the CLI. Not good. Not good. So okay, so this was 2. I have to change this to okay. I don't know what to do. I put 2 and it complains anyways. Okay. Okay. Yay. Okay, I can ping both of them. Okay, perfect. So I think this is a good point to stop touching anything via CLI, because apparently I'm so bad at this that it just doesn't make any sense. So let's use this. Pip install Junos easy and C. Okay. So let's log into activate our virtual environment. I think it was called NetDevOps. Been activate. Okay. Okay, we have this network programmability lab here, and we need pip install. Pip install Junos easy in C. So I guess NC stands for netconf. Yeah, download the NC client here. So we will be using NC client as a transport. Okay, so if you do pip freeze, you say Junos easy in C2.1.7. Okay, so let's look what they have to offer. Let's see, PyEZ developer guide. Download this guide. Okay, installation, authenticating Junos PyEZ users using password. Okay, so before I'm going to do this, I want to check that I can log in as a root. Okay, I can log in via SSH. Okay, let's try. So here I'm going to create a new branch. Let's say this is going to be Juniper. And I will have a new folder called Juniper. Here will be say example UI. Okay. So let's just refer to the guide and let's see how this works out for us. Okay, I don't need this. I'm going to have another file here called let's say end file. So I can use Python decouple. So username will be root and password will be root123. Then ideally I would also want to have the list of devices, like here MAC address table inventory YAML. Yeah, like this. Let's copy this one. Okay. We also have here a YAML file. Let's just try to reuse the code that we have instead of creating new stuff. So let's say inventory YAML. Okay, here will be, say, VMX. No, let's say Juniper MX. Let's just have it like this. And I have two devices, 101 and 102. Okay, so then let me grab the same parser that I used previously. Okay, so you'll need import YAML. I will need to import decouple. Okay. We'll have a main function which does something yet unknown. Okay. So get devices IP addresses, and this was Juniper MX. Juniper MX. Okay. So Juniper MX IP list will be get devices IP addresses. Let me see more. What about credentials? Okay, we use something like this. Okay. So decouple config global device params, and this one inventory file should be here, which will be inventory.yaml. Okay, so I think this part is pretty much done, more or less. Let's just print Juniper MX list and let's run this example. Yes, I can't open the file. No such file or directory Ansible home. Okay, it's trying to do it remotely. Okay, it's all right, and it's using NetDevOps in Python. Okay. Okay, it's not working. Yeah, so I set up my environment, so whenever I do run in PyCharm, it's actually executed remotely. Pretty cool, I think. Okay, so I have this list, so let's right now refer to their docs again. Let's see how am I supposed to connect. Okay, so from, and let me arrange this somehow. So from from Juniper. Okay, let me see if there is someone in the chat. No. Okay. From Juniper Junos, let's import device. It says get pass. Now I don't need this part, but I have to establish the netconf session. And there are some def facts. Okay, so let's do this. Def get facts. And we will take what? We will take, I think we should take this dictionary. In the same way. So let's say params. Let's do this params. And then it's supposed to be users, this is supposed to be pass UD. Okay, so device connection will be device params, and you need to say device connection.open, print, no, facts will be device connection.facts, device connection.close, return facts. Okay, so then for Juniper MX IP in Juniper MX list, you'll have params is equal to global device params, copy params, host will be Juniper MX IP, and then facts will be equal to get device get facts from params, and then I can print facts. Whew, okay. So let's transfer this, upload, and let's run this example. Connection refused error. SSH error, couldn't open socket. Okay, so it seems like netconf is not enabled. Let me see if there are any prerequisites. To establish SSH v2 connection with a device running Junos, you must ensure the following requirements are met. Netconf service over SSH is enabled on each device. The client application has a user account and can log in to each device where a netconf session will be established. Login account used by a client has a SSH or text-based password configured. Client application can access public private keys. Okay, so set netconf SSH, this is what I have to do. Let's do this. I'm so used to Junos CLI, so it will be set system services netconf SSH. Commit and quit. Okay, let's run the script again. Oh, it says it's not callable. Okay. Okay, it's dot facts. Okay. So it should be like this. Let's upload this file again. Nice. So let me do this. From pprint, I have to add this at the very top. From pprint, import pprint. Here will be pprint facts. Let's run this again. Okay, there are some facts. What I cannot say they are extremely useful here. None, 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 everything is none. Okay. Maybe because, I don't know, like this hostname, for example, really? And in their example, it's all platforms running Junos have only the root user configured by default without any password. When using Junos to initially configure a new or zero device through a console, use user root and omit the passwd parameter. I don't know. Okay, just for the test, I will run it again. I do not know if it's because it's VMX, something is different or no. But I ran just directly from here. Okay, let's try getting the config. So, connection definitely works, but I cannot get facts. Load and commit the configuration on the device. I want to get the config. I'm already scrolled through like 25% and they are still showing me examples of these facts. And also let me just try doing this. I don't know if this works, but okay. Just for the test. Okay. No one would mean it didn't get any data. What Yang packages are available to for the netconf call? Show system Yang package. Okay. No packages installed. Am I supposed to install something? Let me also Google this. PyEZ and conf does not return any facts. I agree with you, however, I didn't know you had to do this. Like here, you know, they all showing me the same examples that I'm doing. The following is a quick hello world example, blah blah blah. Host user passvd dev open dev facts. And you know, actually I'm not sure that, hold on, I don't think this uses netconf yank. I think this uses netconf ssh, which appeared before yank appeared, because you can see here that, you know, they're showing examples from very old devices, and I remember that PyEZ was there for quite a while. So I don't think this is actually doing yank. So it's doing netconf but not yank. That said, I'd still like, I don't know. Let me try going through issues. Yeah, I don't know how it's called, but yeah, I think this was PyEZ is doing. This is just my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong, because in their docs I didn't see documentation, like any reference that this is using yank. I don't know. I do not know. I could try doing that, but a little bit later. I want to get at least something. So maybe like at least CFG. Let's see. Okay, there is dev CLI show version. Let's just try this. Like here, dev open, software version, dev. At this point I have to mention that you can also send CLI commands directly via CLI method, but you should use this only for debugging. I am debugging, so let me try. So let's do pprint device connection CLI show version. CLI command is for debug use only. Instead of CLI show version, use rpc get software version. Okay, this gets me something. Okay, so we are now sure that the whole communication is working. So I would suspect that it's just not working for virtual MX. I don't know. Let me try also what they offer me here. And let me follow this guide. Of show version, and he was saying display. I can also see data in JSON. That's good. Show version. So display. XML. Okay. Just XML and XML RPC. Okay. So let me also change something here, and let's do check device. Do something. Do something. Okay. So let's save this, upload, and rerun again. Okay. Element software information at. Okay. Let me see. XML to string software version. Let me try this. Import XML to dict, and let's do this XML to dict parse. I don't like interacting with XML in Python, so I always convert this to dictionary. Okay, it's parse. Okay. No module, what? Doesn't have a module XML to dict? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, let's try again. A byte like object is required, not LXML E3 element. Okay. Let me see. XML to dict convert LXML element to dict. Let's try E3 from LXML import E3 to string E. Let's see if this works. Okay, this works. The only problem is that it's so ugly, but that's fine. Let me do this. Let me actually print the XML. XML should be a little bit more compact. Load. LOL. Interesting. Well, I want to see the string, but I want to see the beautiful string, beautiful XML string. I think there was Python print beautiful XML. Pretty printing XML in Python. Import XML DOM mini DOM parse. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's say response XML will be this, and I want to say that element response XML will be XML DOM mini DOM response XML element, and let's do print XML to pretty XML. This is why I hate XML. Like, XML, okay. Let's see how this works out. XML3 element object has no attribute read. Let's do this. Pretty print XML element. Let's do some discovery here. Using dir function. No. No. Here. Okay. So dir doc. Okay. Magic methods. Add next, paste, clear, CSS, extend, find all. Get children, get next, get previous index, insert items. Let's try text. Okay, I think I will have to get back to the previous one. Oh. It also use normalize true. Okay. Let's try. Whatever is doing. Normalize true and then XML e3 to string. Okay. Oh, this is what I was using. I was using here et to string before. Okay. 3 to string response XML elements. I want this pretty. I don't want to have byte string. I want this beautiful. Okay, whatever. There is host name, there is product model, product name, Junos version, some other stuff, some packets, blah blah blah. Okay, but it's not difficult, it's easy. Okay, so this part didn't work out for us. Oops. You can easily get software version without having to execute any additional command by grabbing the information out of the Python dict facts. If you don't want... yeah, right. So, you know, that's funny. But okay, just for the test, I will just do print facts again. I will actually pretty print them. This is amazing. So previously this facts was not working, but after I did RPC blah blah, no. Oh, okay. It worked after I did facts refresh. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's run this again. So I should be able to see facts. Yeah, I'm not sure if facts is written through A or through UC. Okay. Okay, this one is working. What if I do without facts? I'm sorry, now that I have seen this joke about A and U, I cannot get it out of my head. Okay. Okay, this one is working now. I am confused. So it seems like until I did my first RPC, it's like nope. Nope. Now this part is fully propagated. Okay. And this is dictionary. Okay. Not some E3 to string XML that I dislike, but okay. So software version, serial number, host domain, FQDM host name, uptime. Okay, so host name seems to be relevant, software version seems to be relevant. Some other info, I don't care too much about that, but okay. But yeah, this is kind of interesting point that you see, like some of the stuff seems to be very fragile. Okay, so let's continue. So we did this facts, we did this get software version RPC. Here comes the power of simplicity with big letters. Okay. If I run similar out table example like mentioned before, I directly get the following output of all 10 routes of my SRX. Okay. Let's do this. do this. Okay. So probably I will keep that part. Let's do for prefix in routing table. So I will just print prefix. Okay. Okay, let me comment this out, and then they have what? Let me actually here, I would like to check documentation. Okay, let's try get route information. So I think it would be show route display XML. Okay, this one is called RT minus destination. Here no, not this one. Route item protocol and via. Okay, I think display XML RPC maybe. Get route information. Show route destination. Key RT destination, item Rx key destination. Oh, okay, right here. Okay, so it says route table, view is route table view. Fields entry, protocol via H and next hop. And the key itself will be RT destination. That said, I want to see what are the methods here are available. I think my music stopped. Yeah. Let me restart this. Okay. Okay, key. And there are items, values, XML. Okay, so I think print prefix key, prefix via. And let's just do prefix and where is it going?
So far away, lines in motion, trace me back to you.
Okay. However, it shows on the interface. This default route on the first box is supposed to be... Oh, okay, right here. This part is fine. Yeah, probably I should do some stuff here. And also let me reprint facts. So destination will be format prefix key. Let's do the following. Let's do this prefix key. I will even use f string because I can. Via prefix via next hop prefix next hop. Okay. Then for facts, I wanted to extract the host name. Okay, so let's do this print. And here I will use format and say 80 equal signs. Okay. And this will be facts dot hostname. And here will be another separator here. Othak Muffin, hey, how are you doing? Okay, fast cache object has no attribute hostname. Okay, duly noted. Okay, destination this, fxp00, next stop is this. Okay. Looks good. Here are some other IP addresses here. Yeah, looks okay. Okay. So let me see what else is in this guide. Protocol. Yeah, we can add the protocol here. Why are you saying that? Okay. As you say, I tried. Okay, so this example is pretty much done. You can check on your own what tables and use already exist in the official repo. Okay, good idea. Okay, so they have BGP, ARP. Pythonifier. This is a really cool word. Junos factory, split text. Okay. ARP table, get ARP table information, item, ARP table entry, key MAC address, IP address, interface name. Let's do this as well. Let's do print rip. Okay. So here will be print arp table. Nice. At home I don't have any kind of known vendor. I use whatever I have from my ISP. Oh, actually, you know what? I just lied. I remember that I do have one vendor device to be able to do home office, but I completely forgot about it. Okay, so let's try with ARP table. So it's supposed to be like this. ARP. Oh no, it says Junos OP routes import route table. Routes ARP table. Okay, so then this is supposed to be ARP table. Yeah, ARP table. Okay, so and now we will do very similar stuff here. We'll say okay. I will almost I will copy paste the whole thing here. Okay, this will be ARP table, route table, ARP table, ARP. Okay. For IP in ARP table, we have, let's say, IP, MAC, what else? So IP, MAC, and interface name. Interface, MAC. Okay, so this is going to be IP. IP address, IP MAC address. Let's say, no, let's do this entry. We have entry. MAC address and then interface underscore name. Try uploading this and let's run this. Okay, what is in chat? Oh, it's one of them Cisco virtual office devices where it gets installed, set a VPN back to main office. Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. I think my ARP entries timed out. Oh, here I have my router on gigabit 000 and I have my management box. Nice. Let's actually show ARP. Nice. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so I understood how I can get all of these tables. It's not that hard actually. Just yeah, it's quite straightforward. So here I have to go to this repo to find the what I'm looking for. Let's say BGP, right? bgp.py. So now my import here will be Juniper Junos OP BGP import, and then import is supposed to be BGP table like this, and then I can extract these parameters after the get. Okay, sounds easy, I think. But for now, I want to do something else. Okay, scripting how to use views for automation task. Okay. I'm looking for how I can configure something. Find operational table. See what this does. Oh, edge routers are those produced by Ubiquiti? Because I'm not very familiar, but I think I heard something about those. Okay. At some point I wanted to put some Cisco router at my home, but I decided I have enough, you know, like for my home office, and like I just, you know, it's heavy and I don't have very specific needs, so I wanted to plug my PS4 to that additional router, but I decided that, you know, it's just too many. So there is ISP modem, there is this, you know, home office router, and like third one, it seemed to me like not worth it, so I gave up on that idea. Okay, I'm scrolling endlessly here. I cannot find what I'm looking for. It's also important to establish some standards before writing code. Okay. So in my house I have DOCSIS as I have access as a last mile using DOCSIS technology, so I cannot just buy. I mean, I could buy a specific device for that, but then, you know, I wouldn't get what I really need, you know. So I decided, okay, like, you know, you use DOCSIS, there are coaxial cables and stuff, so okay, I will just use yours. Okay, this facts part is done. What is this? Code interact local. Okay, locals. Welcome to interactive shell. No. ETH port table. Jesus Christ, who is writing Python code like this? It's like I am back to my school or university trying to write some Pascal code. Like defining some counter and then doing a while loop till length. No, that's not how you do this. Like Python developer in me is just like crying inside when I see something like this. If name, okay. I also see this kind of code quite often, and I don't understand why people do this. So they do try and then accept block without catching specific error, and the only thing they do is just printing this error. Basically what you're doing is just, you know, you are silently suppressing an error with some output to std out, which is not what is supposed to happen. If there is some error, you are supposed to crash, and as early you crash, the better it is, because you can track it down. If you really need like proper exception handlings, and you're supposed to put specific exception and then define some action which will most likely not be just print, so you will want to retry or whatever you want to do, you know. There is very limited use case for bare except or accept exception as E, and I had this use case recently where the system that is doing that, that is running my code, will you know, if it crashes, it will just log something to the logger, but it will not crash the whole system, so it will continue to run anyways. So what I did there, I basically did accept exception as E, and I did some additional error reporting where if that happens, a Spark message is sent with the error. So because the system is kind of isolated, so I will not be able to see like the logs there. I mean, I would be able, but I don't log in there. So just for this specific use case, I had this try except block where in the accept block I was sending the error message to Spark, and then the system continued to run again. It would run again anyways because it doesn't care about exceptions. So this was the only, like, I think good use case for a bare except. Here it doesn't do anything. You're just silently suppressing your exception and then you're moving forward. So like usually when I see this, I like, you know, just leave it like this and that's all, right? Your accept code doesn't do anything. Okay, probably okay. Rent mode off, and let me continue doing stuff here. Okay, again this while loop. Blah blah blah. Okay, this is fine. I can't look at this. When I look at this, my eyes cannot handle it. So yeah, I had this question. I think last time partially. I didn't do Go. I saw some Go code, Golang code, but I didn't personally learn it. The main reason why is that everything anything that I have to do, I can do in Python. So I don't want to spend my time, which is precious, like I think time is the most precious thing that humans have, on learning something that I don't have a use case for. So in my particular case, I can use Python for almost any problem that I have, so I use Python. Then the second thing is, yes, you are correct. Most of the networking vendors have way more stuff in Python. So some Python libraries, Python SDKs. So yet another reason not to try to switch to another language. Third reason is I think Python is one of the easiest languages to learn. It's very explicit, it's beautiful, so it's much easier to learn than C, I guess, or even Golang. So, no reason for me to learn something else. But I'm also biased because I'm doing Python for 5 years now. Okay. I'm really trying to find the configuration example using PyEZ. No, this is... I mean, this output, like here, it looks kind of nice, but honestly, plus equal and okay, so I was talking to teammates the other day and they were all about learning writing Go, but I'm finding there is not a lot in terms of SDKs libraries, etc. So we end up writing a lot of custom stuff. I have no problem writing Python, but they are a little adverse to it. Yeah, I think it's partially culture in this in the development world. Like people learn something and they like it, and then they become fans and like almost religious about it. And don't get me wrong, like I think it affects me too, right? I'm biased towards Python, but I see this all over again, where community is kind of like divided into these silos or camps, if you will, and like whenever you try to propose doing something that doesn't fit into that what is common in this camp, there are some arguments. I think there is nothing bad in learning or writing Go, but I also think there should, like, if you would like to use Python, I don't think people should stop you, if you know what I mean. I mean, you are not creating, well, I do not know what exactly you do, but I guess that you are not creating some big complicated software in the team of 20 people where, and like you are creating this project and already it was decided by, like application architect or whoever that is, that okay, this will be Java application or whatever it is, right? So in this case, obviously, you cannot just, come in to the project and say, hey, like I'm doing my Python stuff. But for the projects that where you can make this decision, I don't think somebody should stop you, And it's also may happen that, you will start using that you'll write some stuff, and at some point, you know, people will, you know, ask for a code or something to see like how you did that and this and that, and you know, you will share the code, and it's possible that someone will have this aha moment and will say, okay, like this actually looks really nice, like I also want to learn this. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, in Python, there are obviously a lot of stuff which makes code Pythonic. So there are a lot of interesting concepts that are not really present in all of other languages, like comprehensions, partially generators, some magic methods that can make your code beautiful. That said, nobody stops you from writing C-like code, you know, let's put it that way. So you can do this, it will just not be exactly Pythonic. So for people who are jumping from another language, I don't think Python has this big threshold, you know. So I think it's very easy to get started if you know some other programming language. So I don't understand exactly this argument that, oh, like, you know, let's just use, I don't know, Rust to write some network application or network automation, right? This seems a little strange though. Okay, so I'm trying to find some example. Tests, no. Static, Vagrant, Juniper, Junos. Looking for some examples. I think it will be somewhere here in CG. Let me try googling this. Configure Junos using PyEZ. I don't want to use some file. Logic configuration data from string. There are some Jinja templates. That said, this is not what I expected though. I mean, I will do this right now, but I expected that there are like Python objects in this SDK, so I can say like device.interface.gigabit000.ip address, you know, is equal to this, like in Python objects, but it seems it's not the case. So I actually have to paste like XML here. Let's see what Kirk does here. Make sure, okay, facts config. We have connected to the device and we have retrieved a set of facts from it. Now in order to transfer a configuration snippet, I need to use load method. Consequently, I create an instance of a config class object. Okay, so it's interesting that this PyEZ is you are dealing with like structured Python objects slash JSON when you are getting the data, but when you're pushing the data, you still have to oh. Or actually, I think I was wrong here. Well, I don't have this table objects that I can use for config though. Okay, so in this case they are advising to somehow create a table defining PyEZ configuration tables. Table name is user defined identifier for the table names YAML file. No, this seems too complicated. Like I should create some table, something, and then I can use Python objects. Like here, sct ftp is equal to true. No. Hi Alex. Everything is great. Oh nice, you're starting learning Python, that's awesome. So if I can recommend any good resources, yes, I can. So probably the first thing that I started, and I still think it's an amazing resource, was EDX course, actually in two parts. So This one is from MITx, I think. Let me find this. How are you doing? How's work? Yep, so I will paste in the chat. There is one course from MIT, 9 weeks, and there is a second course from MIT, which is 10 weeks, which was really great for me. And then I know that Flyent Python book is really great. Flyent Python. I don't recall if it's good for beginners or no. I think it is, if I remember correctly. Don't simplicity. Yeah, so this book is really great. And I also heard some good things about another book, but I didn't read this. However, I know the author, so it's called Learn Python the Hard Way, from that show, Learn Python the Hard Way. I think he recently updated the book. This one. And this particular book will not work for everyone, because the author has very specific teaching style where he forces you to retype every line of the code that he has in the book, so even if it's like print statements and stuff. So he kind of like starts with remembering first and then understanding. So this kind of style may not work for everyone, but I tried his book Learn C the Hard Way. It was kind of fun. So I'm sending you these resources. So yep, there is another very good one if you are interested in understanding web development with Python, and which doesn't use any Python popular framework, but it's good for understanding how to build sites with Python, which is Udacity Web Development CS 253, I think. Yep, this is the one. Web development with Python. Okay, this should get you going. Okay, so I think for this example I'm going to just push config template or something like this. Yeah, just keep in mind that this course is a web development course. It's for very beginners, so it doesn't even use any kind of popular frameworks. If you are interested in actually building production applications and you like kind of feel comfortable with doing that, then there is this new book which is for free, Mega Tutorial Flask. The guy actually pushing every chapter every Tuesday, I think. So Flask is actually a framework that is used in production, and this tutorial is for free, and it covers a lot of stuff. And this guy Miguel is actually also quite popular in Python community. Okay. It's very possible. This year, by the way, I will be... Where is PyCon this year? PyCon 2019, I think it's in Cleveland. Yeah, it was last year in Portland, right? Yeah, it was last year in Portland, and this year it will be in Cleveland. So yeah, I will be on PyCon this year in May. Okay. Nice. Did you like your experience? Yeah, I can imagine. This will be my first PyCon ever, so I'm really looking forward to it. I also want... I didn't register for any tutorial, so probably I will come later, but I am planning to participate in some how it's called, a sprint, right? It's a sprint where you can, like, I think it's 3 days or so, you can do like open source. So I hope I will be able to do that, like 3 days of complete open source. Sounds fun. If I find some good project that I want to work on. So I don't want to write documentation as part of open source sprint. I want to do something cool. Okay, I'm scrolling this page, so probably I should actually get it done. So what I'm going to do is this interface, it's on GNS 3, it's displayed as Ethernet 3 on both sides, but it's actually gigabit 001. So I'm going to configure here an IP address. And I think I'm going to do this using Jinja templates. But I need to find a good example to do that. Let's try. So this will be what? Templates, file, say interfaces.j2. So this will be gigabit 00. Yes, this will be gigabit 001, I think. Description. Yeah, okay, let's just have description variable. Unit 0, family init, and this address. I need an example. Family init. So you have to find some interconnect link. Here, let's say this will be 12. Oh no. Okay. This will be IP address. Okay. 1, 2. There is no for loop. 3, 4. Okay. This looks good to me. Actually no, actually I will have a for loop. I want to have a for loop here, so this will be for interface in interfaces. Here will be and for. Right, yes. So, hold on, let me check something. Jinja2 for loop expand for loop dictionary. List of dictionary in Jinja template, click how to iterate. I think I should be able to access those via dot, but I don't recall. So for interface or like this. Okay, this should be interface.name, then interface.description, and then interface.ip address. I think this should be better. Okay. So let's define here. Honestly, I would do a YAML file. Let me see. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do file was YAML, and we need to have a list of dictionaries. So this interfaces is a key which contains a list which contains parameters. Okay. So this will be name, will be gigabit 001, and then description. No, this is not exactly true. We need to have devices though, so I will be going to every device, and then I'm going to execute this section. So I need to be able to get the interfaces from the device name, from the device host name. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to, however, I need to do it for two devices, right? So it's a little bit different. So I need to have two devices and their host name is supposed to be the key. So I can say, give me the dictionary for this device. Then I should be able to query interfaces there, which will have this declarative notion of IP addresses and descriptions, and then it repeats for another device. You know what, let me actually refer to the one as, no, not this one, to inventory for Ansible that I did last time. And somehow I deleted, no, it's not deleted, but I don't recall where it was. Maybe here? Yeah, something like here. So we have all, which has bars and sides, and then sides have a list. Okay. Yeah, designing how your application should look like is very, it's not exactly very easy task, especially when you do something and then you find out, oh, it's actually not the best way to do it. So I think it should be like this. So we'll have devices, and then we'll have a host name. So let's say VMX1. this VMX1 will have section interfaces like this. Then section interfaces will have a list of dictionaries where the name is this, description is connected to VMX. And then IP address is this. This will be 10.12.12.1/24. Okay, and now we have the same thing for VMX2. Let me see that the host name is right actually. VMX1, VMX2, okay. Interfaces, gigabit 001 connected to VMX1. This will be like this. Okay, so before I move forward, I want to check something, if this is exactly how it will work. So let's rename this. It didn't work. Okay, read YAML, file name, inventory YAML. Okay, so let's do this. Print vars, and this is going to be read YAML, and then temp vars.yaml. Okay, I cannot use this. Devices variables. Devices variables. Okay. Let's run this. Let's see. What do you mean no such file vars.yaml? Oh. Let me check. No! What did I do? It's not in the right folder. Oh, and this one is also. Oh, thank you. Right. See, this is what happens when you have two valid extensions. You can use either YAML or how I'm supposed to pronounce them differently. YML and YAML? I don't know. So they have two separate extensions for the same type of the file, and then you can mix them. Sometimes choice is bad. And this is an example when choice is bad. Okay, let's run this again. I think I didn't save this. Oh, and my script is broken. Script Juniper. Script Juniper. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so here is what I have. So I can now query devices, VMX1, interfaces, and now I have a list here where there is name, description, and IP address. Perfecto. So now let's do def configure device, okay? And we'll have connection params, and we'll have variables. We'll have, let's say, device variables. So this I will be passing. I am going to pass all variables for VMX1. I'm going to pass this internal dictionary here. Okay, so it's going to be very similar. So hostname will be equal to facts hostname. Actually, I should pass all variables because I do not know upfront what is the hostname of the device that I'm connecting to. So connection params, open device facts was hostname. So now I can get the specific dictionary. So let's say config, I don't know, let's say candidate config will be variables, no, candidate config, this config variables is going to be variables devices and then hostname. Okay, so now I am going to configure the interface. Okay, at the very end I'm going to say print configuration was updated successfully, and I'm going to disconnect device connection, close. Okay. Config variables, okay. And now I have to look the documentation. Not this part, Jinja2 part. Okay, not this document, this one. Okay, so I have this part, conf file, configs, blah 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 dot conf, template pass, template vars, merge true. Okay, so this part I'm going to copy. Wait, do they have full example? What is cu.load? I don't see it. Cu load. Okay, here, okay. So okay. With CU. Price connection mod private S. Let's do CFG at least. You know what? No, let's just call this config. I hate shorten the variable names. It just drives me nuts. Config load template pass. Okay, so this is going to be templates. Say interfaces. Interfaces J2. Let's rename this file. Okay. J2. Template vars config variables. This part I'm not sure. Template vars config variables is supposed to be a dictionary, and then in my config I have for interface in interface. Okay, this looks good. So merge through, and then we say, I do not know what PCU BDIF does. And PyEZ BDIF. The PDIF method prints the difference directly to the standard output, whereas the diff return methods. Okay, this is just prints diff. Okay, this works for me. Config PDIF, then config commit. Okay, configuration was updated successfully, and then device connection close. So I have to import the this one. Okay. Configure device connection params and variables. Okay, I'm getting the host name, I am getting the templates, I am replacing config variables, merge through. Okay, this part looks good to me. So now we have to redo this part a little bit. So for this we are going to do configure device and then params. And device variables. Okay. So if we upload this whole thing, and now let's also make sure that I do not cheat here. So show config, right? Show config. Gigabit 001 is not here. Oh, I have to delete this one. Let me delete this one. Delete interfaces G-000 unit 0 family net address. Oops. Commit and quit. Show config interfaces. Okay, this looks good. Let's see this one. Show config interfaces. Okay, this looks good. There is no 001. Okay, so okay, one more thing. Variables file. This will be vars.yaml. Okay. Let's re-upload this and run. One node file contents from extension. I think it wants conf. Damn it. Nice. Configuration was updated successfully. And now I have KB001 here. What about here? Show config interfaces. And I have IP address here. Perfect. So now I should be able to ping. No. No. Interface is not up. Show interfaces there's. I think my my forwarding engine died again, I think. Let me see this. How this command is done. Show chassis FPC pick status. Okay, this one works. Show chassis FPC pick. Okay. I'm curious, what is so different about this? No, seems to be fine. Okay, so it will take some time. And let me also do something here. So CLI edit commit set system hostname vmx vmx3 and then commit set system root authentication plain text password root 123 root 123 commit and no, set system domain name config.me commit and commit and quit. Okay, show config interfaces. Okay, I have to delete this part. While that ZFP is rebooting, I want to configure the interfaces in similar way, right? Because we pretty much defined the structure, so it should work. Let me see if this went up. Oh, okay, so the slot is present, so it's still booting. Okay, so I need to only to configure. Oops. That was very loud. I'm sorry, guys, for your ears. Apologies. Okay. Okay, so I need to delete fxp0 0 unit 0. No. Delete interfaces fxp0 unit 0 family init DHCP. Set interfaces fxp0 unit 0 family net address. Net address 192.168.1.2.2 103/24. Commit and quit. Okay. So ping 192.168.1.2.1. Okay, this works. Let's see what about this peak. Okay, it's still not up. What about this one? Should I see FPC peak status? To the comment. Oh, okay. Should I see FPC peak? Okay, this one works. So let me configure here an IP address between these two, and this will be some public one. So let's say 209.165.200. Let's say 2 and 3/24. Okay. And on this side, this is supposed to be Ethernet 4. So this will be gigabit 002, and this will be gigabit 003. Okay. So let's see if this guy went up. No, it's still not up. Okay, so this should be pretty straightforward. So this is 3, and then variables, and this will be on one side it's gigabit 001, and on this side it's gigabit 002. Okay. So gigabit 001, so 209.165 to 202, no, 3/24, and then this guy has connected to VMX3, connected to VMX2, IP address similar to 3 to 2. Okay, this looks very good to me. So let's upload everything. Okay, let's run. there was no difference in config. Right, I forgot the set netconf. No, set system netconf. I forgot. Show config. Show system services SSH. Okay. Set system services SSH and netconf SSH. Commit and quit. Okay. Let's rerun this. Probably I need to improve some reporting. So here print config diff and configuration was updated successfully on F hostname. Okay, so this guy was configuration here was updated. Show config interfaces. Okay, so I should be able to ping my neighbor. Which I can. What about this guy? So something is broken on the forwarding engine. And I have no clue what. Okay, it crashed. Okay, so this guy has some sec fault here, not running sleeping. Let me see. Topology summary. Okay, CP1 on EM1 connected to ETH1 of FP engine. And what about this guy? The same thing. FP ETH1 is connected to EM1. X is connected to other switch. Hopefully it will pick it up. Okay, let me see what's going on in the chat. Are you running Junos 3 on your MacBook? No, I'm running it on remote server. Probably my MacBook would not be able to run so many devices at the same time. Okay. So honestly, I really want to configure at least BGP. And I'm thinking if it should be part of the same config or no. And now that I'm looking on it, it doesn't have to be on the same config. Oh, it can be on the same config file. It's not a big deal. So let's say . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . handling.conf. So here I can now say, the only problem is that I have no clue how BGP config looks like on Juniper. Juniper eBGP config. External BGP, point to point. Okay. Set protocols BGP, external peers, type external. Okay, so this is using BGP group. Guys, tell me, can I configure without BGP group? Just using set protocols BGP and then this set neighbor, blah blah blah. Okay, this is group. No, I don't want the group. Okay. Will it be the same just without the group? Like BGP, then the type external, peer, IS, blah blah blah. Okay. So it should be protocols BGP. Okay. So this will be protocols, and let's do this. Okay. For no, this will be static part. BGP. And the only thing we are going to change will be there should be something different though, because like I should specify per neighbor that it's like external or internal, or I don't have to do this. I can just say this neighbor and peer IS. How to configure BGP on Junos network? Let's just open a bunch of links. BGP group those guys. Awesome. Group my guys. Okay. So yeah, it seems I will have to use. It seems I will have to use groups. You arrange BGP routing devices into group of peers. Different peer groups. Default mode is flow mode. External BGP point to point peer. Yeah, I will have to specify the group. Oops. Okay, so I think it should be like this, and group like this. What happens if let's say I have external peers, hierarchy, but there will be nothing there? Is it a problem, or it will accept just fine?
just so used to lying down. We let the rust set in our bodies. So we stare at the sky and drown. I'll find my way back to you.
Okay, I also have to remember about this.
I'll find my way back to you. When everything we've ever known seems so far away. Lines in motion, trace made back to you. Had I known, I would have shown my face, but it had crossed my mind. Too late for my sake, I've never seen the ocean down. It's always so cold. I hope that you would take my side. The waters run cold. I was
Okay.
only ever take my side.
So now, because this file is conf now, not J2, I don't see the highlighting. This doesn't make any sense to me. Why don't you accept J2? Neighbor. So before neighbor in neighbors. For neighbor in neighbors, say and for this will be neighbor, this will be neighbor IP address, and then neighbor here as neighbor IS number, yeah, let's just have it like this, and it should be fine. And then let's say like this for, yeah, like this for internal neighbors will be for neighbor, oh sorry, this is external, for external, for neighbor in internal neighbors. Let's check configure IBGP Juniper. I guess I can just say Type internal, local address, policy statement. A lot of unknown options to me. PGP neighbor, local address, description, connections to A and C. I do not know what this policy statement do and what this is doing. Export local address. So I think this part is just setting the, like, it's like next hop self, I guess. Okay, I will just, for internal peers, I will leave it whatever that is, without like bothering too much. Because ideally we want to do it on the loopbacks, but so this looks fine to me, well, except of like this. Obviously we would need to set local IP probably. Right, can I say update source and put the interface name? Oh, sorry, not update source but local address and put interface name instead of IP address? I see. Okay, probably I will not do this part, but I will at least get this going. Let's see, it should be bgp.external neighbors, bgp.internal neighbors, and this will be bgp. Just as number. Okay, so BGP external neighbors. Okay, so here is will be BGP, and then this guy has, I think Jinja will crash on me. External neighbors, and then I have IP address 16 2, and then this will be neighbor IP address, neighbor PyEZ number, okay, and that's this, and I'm not sure if Jinja will let me do this stuff. We'll try. So meanwhile, let me see if this forwarding engine came back. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Oh, okay. So this actually works. So okay, let me try doing it like this. Oh, oops! I forgot to upload the whole thing. Okay, let's try again. Okay, Jinja exception undefined error BGP is undefined. Okay, Jinja don't crash if variable is not found. No, probably I will have to do additional checks. I will have to check if BGP and then if BGP external neighbors and if BGP internal neighbors and if okay. Config water severity error bad element set message warning MGD statement has no contents. Yeah, how much resources does Intel NUC have? Nice. But can you upgrade the RAM? Like, I don't know, to 64 or something? Awesome. So yeah, then go for it. That would be cool. Jinja, let's do Jinja, assign variables. My server has 64 gig of RAM and I think gig of HDD or something, and I have no clue about processor because it's virtualized, it's not physical server. Okay. So I think I will have to redo this using this, or maybe not routing. Is static config also done in routing protocols? Juniper static routing. That's unfortunate. I mean, you will be able to run a couple of virtual IIS, you know, one or two couple of devices, but you will not be able to run big topologies, obviously, if you use KVM. Yeah, you can run whatever you want as long as you have images, and those is not really hard to get. Okay, so I have to redo my variables here. So this will be routing. This guy will not have anything. This guy will have routing. Okay, so I think I'm satisfied now with how it looks. Let's see. Oh, there is a mistake here. Neighbor is number. What? Yeah, now it's all good. Let's upload this and I hope this will work. Nope. Nope. It's a syntax error. Wow. PyEZ troubleshoot Jinja syntax error. Oh, just 4. Nah. Okay, this is wrong. Okay. It says if routing, it ends here. If routing BGP, it's supposed to end here. Set BGP. Okay. This part. Yeah, Gen 3 is awesome. Really like it. Okay, if routing BGP it ends here, I set BGP. Okay. I have this part, and now I have this part. These two groups. I don't have type internal here. Type internal. Okay. Let's try this again. Nope. I have no clue how to troubleshoot this. I mean, I have one idea, but just, you know, just do Jinja separately. I think you have a point. Let's do this. Let's try this. That's sad, it crashes on the first device, which doesn't have any PGP stuff. Let me just try this for a second. Pet element, message error, expect the identifier MGT statement must contain additional statements. This is not helpful. Give me debug. PyEZ logging level. Yeah, your software is only as good as your debugging capabilities are. Okay, just for test, I'm going to remove this part. So set this. Okay. I agree with you, but that would be a little bit lame, I think. It seems like it's syntax error. Protocols, BGP, group external peers, neighbor AS, semicolon, here and here. Okay, this part works. Okay, interfaces. Protocols, BGP, group external peers, type. So the only difference is that I put PRIS for every neighbor. Okay, let me do this as well. So it will be set protocols BGP group external peers next and then type external neighbor one say PRIS2 and commit. You must define local autonomous system before enabling BGP. Configuration checkout fail. Okay, so then set routing options, autonomous system, IS number, it's 12. Okay, commit complete. Okay, so now show config. Protocols, BGP, group external, type external. Okay, this part works just fine. Oh, okay. I see now. No wonder it doesn't work. Neighbor.s number. Okay, now in vars. Okay. Okay, let's see. I really need to get some dinner, so I hope this works. Of course it doesn't. RPC error, syntax error, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're 100% correct. I didn't even notice this. Let's do localize actually. Localize number. And let's update this in variables. Okay. Yes. Okay. No. Encountered unknown tag. What? Encountered unknown tag localized number. Just looking for the following tags: elif, else. Oh. Right. Okay, moment of truth. Okay. Okay. Some config was added. This guy added BGP on X2. Okay, this seems to work. This guy crashed again. No, it seems to be working. Show interface there's. Okay. Let's see this one. So show BGP summary. Nice. So I actually have BGP up. That's cool. Okay, so I think this is a good point to actually stop and summarize. So what we did today was first we actually played with only PyEZ library right here, which uses netconf SSH So yeah, so this PyEZ, this is a Python library to interact with Junos, which uses netconf SSH but not netconf yank. So this means that we are not using yank models, right? That said, the Junos config is structured and has hierarchy, so even without yank it's not that bad, right? When we were writing the script, first we were doing something here and we were collecting facts, and these facts were not working until they just suddenly started working. I think after I did facts refresh, but before that these facts were not working before. Then using these objects and views that they have in the library, like route table view, arp table view, we were able to get this operational data and print it in beautiful way. So this was from show commands perspective. Then we went to the config part, where we were using the Jinja templates, like here, which became complicated quite fast actually, and it was also kind of hard to troubleshoot it here, so I couldn't find a way to like print the template how it looks before it's pushed. So probably if I was able to find how to do that, it would be much easier to troubleshoot. That said, we figured it out and we configured IP addresses and descriptions and BGP neighbors according to the declarative YAML file, like this. So by using a system like this, you can actually create different templates for different devices. Like the same kind of stuff you can do for iOS. You can create additional config template for iOS. On the input you would apply the same kind of variables and you would configure different devices in different way. I think this would be actually a good thing to do next time, where here I would add iOS, for example, do the same kind of parameters and then add the config template for iOS. I think that would be interesting to do. We'll see. I'm not yet sure if we will continue with Ansible or this, or maybe mix. The part that I didn't like here is I really expected that with this PyEZ library you can refer to configuration as Python objects directly. So I thought I would be able to say, let's say, the device dot routing dot protocols dot bgp dot whatever, like Python objects like YDK does, but it seems it's not the case. So like for config push you actually have to provide the config template. So this part, you know, I thought it was different. Okay. That said, this is not netconf yank. I think I already mentioned this. This is on what is called netconf over SSH. So it's a little bit different. The netconf over SSH existed for quite a while actually. Okay, so yeah, actually yes, I think this was interesting. At least it was quite interesting for me to see how other vendor approach their automation. We'll see what we will do next time. I'm not 100% sure. either Ansible, or we will continue doing some stuff here. Probably we will continue with Ansible. Maybe it would be a good point where I would use Ansible to configure both Juniper and Cisco. So basically the structure of variables here is pretty much the same stuff as you would do group variables and host variables in Ansible playbooks. And then on the back end they use different modules to configure different features. So that's why I almost build it in similar way. Probably I will have to redo it a little bit, but that said, it's almost the same. So that's good. Okay guys, any questions, something that you would like to know before we finish today's stream? Let me know, I will stick for like a couple more minutes. Okay. I don't see any questions popping up in the chat, so I think that's all for today. Thank you very much guys for sticking with me for quite a while, as always. Oh, there is a comment. I would like to see Napalm next stream. TY. Nope, not next stream. Maybe sometime in the future. Thank you very much guys. I really enjoyed sticking together with you, and there's cool questions in the chat, and you also was helping me a lot today, because I'm like not familiar with Juniper at all, so it was good having additional set of eyes working on some problems that I encountered here. So thank you very much, thank you for joining, and see you next time. Bye.